And welcome back. I am still Pat here with the Chili Boy. And we are going to see two teams that have shown us fire in this tournament. This is Triton Cup, zones only, and Brinewater versus klar. Chili Boy, you were in chat, I believe, so you've seen the fire.
You've seen constant fire. There's constant fire. I joined as Spaghetti. That wiper went absolutely crazy in their game. And then the next time I came back in chat was when Kit Kat was sniping everybody. And then I saw Pride Month's anime comeback when it looked like they were about to drop into losers bracket. And just the caliber of play so far this tournament has been absolutely incredible. Like, there's been so many flashy plays. There's been so many just really impressive moments from people, and it's this game is such an incredible game, man. And it's nice to see little flavors of like the new weapons being played, but obviously people are still kind of getting a feel for them and feeling them out, so just little showcases of what some of these new weapons and kits can do. But oh dude, I'm so ready, and I'm so happy to be here with you again and to be able to give your vocal cords a little bit of rest in between your absolute marathon commentary. But yeah, how are you enjoying it so far?
I'm having a blast. And speaking of a blast, we see a blaster back on the side of klar and another on the side of Brinewater.
Very nice. Yeah, Noctis, the blaster for klar. I think it was kind of the Noctis show, certainly for that last game of the really intense previous finals, but we'll see how both these teams open up. Actually, it looks like Noctis got picked off immediately there, so even though klar got the zone first, Brinewater do have a numbers advantage. That being said, struggling to stop the timer, they are going to manage to do it out, and the Zipcaster going in deep and being punished by the Splatling. Really nice awareness by Zay there.
Yeah, I've noticed that Tetra players are still learning Zipcasters and don't know all the punishes yet. That's going to come, but right now klar is in control of the zone, painting around and establishing that lockout. It's on Brinewater to make something happen, and that blaster on anger. Both can do a one shot very fast.
Anger's been so good from what I've seen of them so far, really showcasing that this patch does indeed seem to have fixed Brellas somewhat, and as we say that, we've got Noctis wreaking havoc again, going quite deep, forced the Splatling to retreat, not quite able to get that pick, but managing to cause a lot of havoc while the zone continues to tick down quite significantly, so Brinewater need to try and find a way back in here, and they need to try and get that quickly, because this is looking quite painful for them right now.
klar in full control. That inkjet is going to maybe allow anything, but no, it's just a ballpoint, and that's going to be game one for klar. But if we've seen anything from Brinewater, it's surprises, it's comebacks. They can do it, they maybe will do it, but klar gets game one, and it's Brinewater's turn to counterpick.
I firmly believe Pride Month have a spirit bomb kind of mechanic going on that is influenced by chat, because all the love in the room for Pride Month earlier was just brilliant to be a part of, and as soon as everyone was cheering them on, they suddenly started doing the most insanely clutch comebacks I've seen in a good while. So, you know, going up against klar, extremely strong team, a bunch of veteran players known for being incredible at what they do. That being said, it would be really premature of us to count Pride Month out, and I'm really interested to see where they're going to counterpick here, because that's the beauty of best of fives with only one map being predetermined, is you have that flexibility to adapt, and they're going to have some maps in their pocket that no doubt are playing to their strengths, and it looks like they're picking Brinewater. Interesting choice.
Yeah, not much hesitation for Brinewater. They are going to Brinewater, and if they saw that last game klar had on Brinewater, maybe that's a risky counterpick, because klar, they have shown us against Please Forfeit, but they know this map very well and they like it.
Yeah, I believe that was the game where in an otherwise very close set, Please Forfeit got knocked out very quickly, didn't they? Noctis opened with a very strong two-piece combo, and after that it was pretty much game over, so we'll see. pretty aggressive composition coming out from Pride Month. I think that is sensible under the circumstances. And I do agree with your observation on the new Tetras. I think they're going to be a very strong weapon with a good place in the meta, but people are feeling out the Zipcaster. And I think there are some mechanics where you can't quite zip and then roll out of the zip immediately until you land. And I think some people are not aware of that delay at the moment. I love how aggressively Anger chases people when they've got the tent umbrella out. That was very, very nicely done to shut down the Tetras there. That being said, the advantage is on Pride Month in terms of numbers right now, and they are going to be able to cap the zone. That's a pretty good start for them.
Yeah, these Tetras went down, but they took so much time and attention from klar that this really allowed Pride Month to move in, get the zone and get control. And right now, Pride Month finally getting points, finally showing klar what they're made of, and that it's June today.
Yeah, there's no fluke that Pride Month have made it this far. Really talented bunch. Can we discuss the big bubbler now as well? Like, it is living up to its name finally. It was blocking the whole ramp there, but that was a very strong response from klar. That was 3 down on Pride Month, effectively a delayed wipe with the last player jumping out. So this is where we're going to see klar show their really aggressive skills and their ability to lock down a team. Let's see if Pride Month can find a way out, but with a Zuka shot of that caliber, it's going to be pretty hard.
Oh, it's just the blaster for Pride Month right now. And they're gonna get picked too. That's a delayed wipe. And that's still going!
So this man! Takes 3 players charging at Noctis to finally end the carnage, but this is Pride Month's chance. They got 2 down there. I'm struggling to get the third shallow, doing everything they can to clean up, but we need to recover this ramp. We need to start seeing mid get a little bit more orange, and Noctis is already back!
They are not stopping, and it's still going. klar just a few points away from a quick KO. And this... Oh! Oh! Pride Month! Never count Pride Month out! They are back in, and they are pushing the ramp now. It's their turn to get in.
It begins. This is what they do. They are never out until that final tick has ticked down. And very, very good job of them to do that. It looks like klar have done a quite good job of addressing that. Noctis the only one alive right now, but Noctis also going on painting duty to get that recap. It is going to distract Pride Month and force them to split up a bit, but they've done a really good job of getting the recap again. A little bit of a penalty to work through, but it does look like they have a lot more momentum in mid. They are still applying a bit of pressure on the ramp, but it's going to be really hard to challenge Anger, especially with a functioning Tentabrella.
Yep, and that brother is going to get shredded, but Anger getting an... Oh! Very nice pick by the ballpoint. That was so close. That's very millimeter sharp to get that.
It really feels like players know they're on camera today. The amount of flashy plays we've seen as soon as Majora has got their cam on them is incredible. But Noctis, very well known for being an incredible player, but I've seen Noctis do really well on support here this game. Like, Noctis has been a big factor in them getting penalties quite a few times just by sneaking through and getting that zone timer stopped. So these penalties are hurting Pride Month a little bit. They are chipping away and catching up to klar, but they're struggling here. And look at this now. We've got Anger incredibly deep. We've got Noctis there. The Tentabrella doing a great job of supporting Noctis to be able to apply a lot of pressure. And Pride Month on a bit of a back foot here, trying to reclaim some ground.
Noctis has been absolutely everywhere that game, and that's a 2-0 from klar.
There were definitely flashes that game of Pride Month holding their own, I think, a bit better than the first game. I thought they had a really, really good lock at one point, and I thought after the carnage of klar's blaster, did manage to have a really strong recovery as well. And as we saw as well, the fantastic inkjet pop on Anger, but yeah, the consistency from klar is terrifying. It never feels like they're phased, even when they're losing. And you have to have so much consistency to keep them at bay. And it feels like Pride Month is just slightly struggling with that at the moment.
Yeah, Pride Month, they are adapting. As you said, they made a much better showing in that game than the last one. But klar, with that pop-off from the blaster, from the tent, they are 2-0 right now, and deservedly so. But Pride Month, they know a comeback opportunity when I see them. And they are going to Mahi Resort, where they had the comeback of all comebacks.
It's all part of the script, folks, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's all part of the plan.
It's a script, and now Pride Month, they need all they can do, all they can get to stop that absolutely like shredding that klar has showed us.
Yeah, it's go on.
Yeah, if they can do it, they have to do it on Mahi.
I mean, that is quite a scary map to wage your kind of winner's run on, but they must have a lot of confidence to be back here again. I think Mahi, you were saying earlier, weren't you, as a kind of counter pick, it's not a map everyone is super enthusiastic to be playing, and not one that everybody feels particularly comfortable on. So I think if you're a team that feels like you have a somewhat predictable strategy for Mahi, then it's quite a sensible counter pick to go for, because I think a lot of teams find this map challenging to consistently perform well on, and we've seen what Pride Month can do here, so it'll be really interesting to see how they adapt to the situation. I think it's just what's really interesting for me to see is with the Tenterbrella shield being fixed, how well the Tenterbrella is complementing really aggressive frontline weapons. It feels like that's a kind of offensive pairing that we've started to see a fair bit of quite quickly, and it's been devastating this tournament so far. Because it just gives you so much more safety than you should have when you're that deep into enemy territory. So I'm interested to see how Pride Month adapt. No doubt they have the talent and the capability to do so, and we're not going to waste any more time. We're getting right into it.
Yeah, and if there are a few weapons to watch, it's the blasters. And the blasters are coming back, Roomba sticking with the vanilla. On the other side, it's the rapid deco. Another
I mean, the jetpack being a beautiful special after the recent buffs. Rapid did get slapped on the wrist a little bit with a paint buff, so I'm not expecting there to be a lot of inkjets being farmed by the Rapid Deco, but it is a very good weapon in its own right between the torpedo and the main weapon. So yeah, it's a quite balanced start so far. It's quite rare to be 25 seconds in on Mahi without the zone being taken. It looks like klar are going to just about do it, but the numbers have been pretty even this game. I think it's a fairly even opening so far, and Pride Month got a lot of time to figure things out.
Yeah, but it looks like klar is keeping that control even when the fight is still going on around the zone. Both these teams are not relenting.
Yeah, I guess there is quite a lot of reach on klar's team between the Splatling and the Rapid and the Brella, and of course the Splash is essentially also a crab tank, so there's a lot of reach on klar's team, so they can kind of skirmish while keeping really good map control. Pride Month stuck a penalty in there, but that's a really unfortunate backing up, a classic Mahi moment, we call those. And this could be Pride Month's chance to try and get a bit of ground back, but they're really struggling. They're really not able to hold much paint. They've got there eventually, but it feels like they're having to work really hard to get the cap.
Yeah, Pride Month had to work, but right now they are in control of the zone, no penalty. And it's not klar's turn to really find a way in, and they do find a way in, just splat them all. It's just heavy. Oh,
that's a delayed wipe effectively, isn't it, as well? I think the reach of klar's composition here is really paying off in being able to keep pressure applied on that zone while still threatening damage on the enemy team. Pride Month going to have to kind of get themselves together. They've got 3 minutes on the clock. It's plenty of time as long as they can stop that timer going down. 5th Gen desperately trying to find an opening here on the left, but like multiple players trying to track them. Ink Strike's coming out now. That has taken out the Tenterbrella, and this is Pride Month's chance. They've got 2 down. Hammer's coming out, charging at Barley maybe. 5th Gen's looking for them. Doesn't get the pick, but does get the recap. So that was a very, very nice coordinated assault to get back into the game.
Yeah, Pride Month not done yet. They are here to play, and it looks like klar are already there to attack, but that bubble is going to slow things down. Very nice trade with bazooka by the Wiper. That means Pride Month gets a lot of breathing, and just Barley.
Wow!
The crab tank has to move away, and that means Pride Month could get the lead here.
Yeah, this is a big, big moment. Pride Month have not looked stronger this set than they do right now. Incredible control. Managing to get 3 down after already holding the zone is no big feat, and they are probably going to lose the zone here, but they've got the lead. If they regroup, they could be fine. But hold on, they've managed to get 2 picks themselves, so it's an even numbers game. It's not like the klar here have a particularly advantageous position, and Pride Month may be finding some confidence after a difficult start, although getting punished with that super jump is going to cost them a bit of time.
Yeah, that penalty has been applied, and now the klar managed to win the next fight, meaning they have full control of the zone.
They do indeed, and it's starting to look a bit scarier for Pride Month. The timer is only 8 seconds before we start having the major ticks kick in again. The ink strikes are coming out, which are what saved them last time, but look how quickly they got covered up. Almost immediately covered up there, and the hammer punished, unfortunately, by the Splatling. So Pride Month fighting for their winner's life at the moment, and looking like it's a fatal diagnosis coming in from the klar here.
No, it's not. It's not over. It's never over with Pride Month. Pride Month is still in it, but by a hair, and now they need a huge comeback. 40 points penalty, and the klar getting back control of the zone.
I feel like Pride Month have like 9 lives, honestly. Every time I think it's over, and I thought it's been over for them multiple times this winners bracket, they find a way through. So you're totally right, it is not over yet. 30 seconds on the clock, but they have such a strong hold last time. They have a numbers advantage too, and they're so deep in. Only the Brella is alive. 24 seconds, not too big a penalty to go. They could do this, Pat.
If Runeback is still there, if Runeback had put a bubble, they have to move back. They had to be far from it. No, the bubbler is going on the zone. Is going to buy a little bit of time because there isn't much time left. It's just a few seconds. It's Pride Month with 3 players up. They're gonna get that. That's Pride Month with 1 point on the board. Pride Month. Yes.
Lend Pride Month your energy, because they have Goku level of second wins here. Every time they're down and out, they're beaten. It looks hopeless. Everything is lost. They're being overwhelmed by the conquering opponents. They find it in them. They always have this just ability, this uncanny way to just have another round, and it feels scripted. Like, it's unbelievable how much they've done this tonight so far, but we have ourselves a big winners final here. That was a huge win to get.
Well, if it's scripted, we didn't get the memo, because I am stumped by what these 4 people are doing. What a game by Pride Month, and klar have to counterpick now.
And as Majora, our beloved streamer, just said in the chat with a very naughty word that I'm not going to repeat, Pride Month are seeded 37th this tournament. 37th against the number 3 seed who took out Please Forfeit, who dominated Paddling Pool this week. So this is huge. Like, this statement by Pride Month here is one to watch, and we're going to Umami Ruins, a dual-zoned map, which gives us so much more room for a long game and a back and forth and counterplay. And I don't know how you've done this and not lost your voice yet, Pat. This has just been such an exciting tournament, and you've done so well.
I have like backup vocal cords, but they're about to run out too, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do at the end of this tournament. But for now, I just want to scream for Pride Month, getting comeback after comeback, and they have to get it on Umami Runes. Remember, Pride Month needs a reverse sweep if they want their spot guaranteed in Grand Finals, and the klar is very much ready to stop them, because they have so much power. And both of these teams, these top teams, all these sets that we've seen, like these tournaments, have been gold. I love it, and I want to see more, and we have a lot more to watch.
The caliber of gameplay is honestly been so incredibly high level. It's just been so entertaining, and it's I think I'm going to probably have to eat my words around this patch as well, because on paper I thought this patch looked very disappointing. I actually think it's influence some very, very healthy changes to the game, and I think that will only get more exciting more we see the start of this season go on. But yeah, this is such a privilege to be a part of, and I'm very happy that we were here on Wednesday, Pat. We're here again to see how the new meta starts to evolve, and yeah, couldn't be more happy to be a part of this community. So it looks like we're not going to waste much more time. We're just waiting for one player to ready up on the side of klar. Sorry, it's been a long week. But they were quite quick to lock in this map as their counter pick. So I reckon they're probably very confident in their strategy, and maybe they're just talking through how to best respond to the play style that they've seen from Pride Month, which is clearly one that just never ever gives up, and is a testament to why you should always believe in yourself until that last timer pick.
It is never over, and Triton Cup 56 is not over. Woo! Come on, Pride Mom, you can do it. We believe in you. We believe in Pride Mom.
The beauty as well of Double Elim is whichever of these two fantastic teams loses this exchange, they will still have a chance of a second win and a comeback. So both teams fighting for the winner's life at the moment, but they will have another chance to kind of claim the tournament as a whole either way. We're seeing relatively consistent compositions. It looks like the Blaster is kind of back on both sides, and other than that, klar going for the tried and trusted that has worked so well for them up to this point.
Yep, Blaster Roomba getting the best of the Blaster fight. And now that means Pride Month is going to be ready to advance with a tri-strike, not completely capping both zones. That's it, they get it, but klar is back in it, getting 2 picks on Pride Month. Everybody is getting picked left and right, and it looks like Pride Month is back to spawn, and klar is in control, is going to start scoring points.
Essentially a delayed wipe on Pride Month's part as well, so this is going to be very scary for them. klar with their bigger bubbler than they have had in previous patches, wreaking havoc. The Brella here to join them. This is the scary offensive I've been talking about and been seeing quite a bit of. Splatling doing a great job of backing them up as well. I think if Pride Month need to take their time here, don't panic. You've got a bit of room to play with. You want to make sure you're getting out safely and being able to get a dominant position. And with a shot like that as a Blaster, followed by a tri-strike, that is going to be your best chance. They've managed to stop it. They're trying to claim the other side. It looks like with the picks they're getting, they should be able to manage it, but it's taking them a while.
Yeah, Pride Month finally applying that penalty. Oh, yes, they get the zone fully. Now they don't really have a lockout. That means klar is going to be able to get back right in with that heavy and with that crab tank from Barley.
Barley's crab tanks have just been so consistent this tournament, and even earlier in this match when Barley was on the back foot being pressured by the Blaster and the tri-strike, they still managed to use the dung beetle roll of the crab tank to stall. So yeah, very impressive. The crab tank hasn't gone anywhere in terms of being a very viable special. It just has a lot more balance in the sense that there's a lot of other ways to contribute to the game now, which is a fantastic and healthy thing for the game. It's 2 plays aside right now, everything to play for. We've got 2 minutes, we've got nearly 3 minutes on the clock, Pat, but nothing's over yet.
Yeah, both teams are fighting hard for these 2 tiny zones, and nobody's really getting any advantage. It's just a full-on battle between these 2 fantastic teams.
Biff Gen there doing a really good job of applying a lot of pressure with the rolls and being able to run out of ink just in time to bounce back when they could have been splatted. I quite like that. I think that's the start of what is going to be some quite interesting movement coming in from the new Tetras. It does look like right now Pride Month have still control, but they're a player down. They do risk losing the zone here. They're doing everything they can. It feels like the game's slowed down a bit, and that's not a bad thing, but 3 down on the klar, so Pride Month should be in a position here where they can take the lead, but they've got to come back and cover that right zone, and they've got to do it quick.
They get the zone, they get the lead, but now klar is back right in, and Anger is pushing with the tent, trying to get something going with 2 down on the side of Pride Month. klar should be able to get something going, but it looks like the zone is not flipping, the zone is staying purple, and Pride Month on their way to KO!
What are we looking at?
I don't know, Chili! I don't know. They're stopping the zone, but not for long. Pride Month getting to game 5 again. It's game 5 after game 5. It's Triton Cup. Woo!
This is something else. The thing with that game as well is we reached a point a couple of minutes in where it really slowed down. It wasn't like there was a lack of action. There was plenty of action, but it's like both teams adapted to each other and started to feel each other out a bit more, and the splats weren't as constant. And it's like as soon as Pride Month download what they need to download about the enemy team, they just level up and go absolutely crazy. And after that, klar couldn't get back in. And a team of klar's caliber getting completely shut down. You don't see that. You just do not see that.
That was insane. I mean, Pride Month, they never really got a good lockout on klar. klar was always, at least at their snipe, ready to push in, but Pride Month managed to keep the zone despite that. You don't need to push further than the zone if you just keep it your color and win every fight in the last minute. That was quite a showing, but now klar, they have to counterpick and back to the drawing board, and now we see them rumbling. Okay, what do we do against that crazy team?
Yeah, and I don't think there's any option that is safe. There's only going to be options that are more comfortable for them than others. So it's very unlikely that klar will have a map that they're rusty on. So really, it just needs to be Pride Month thinking about their strengths, thinking about where they feel they excel the best with their compositions. I think also as well, there's been a lot of hype around Noctis today, and rightly so. They're an absolutely incredible blaster. I believe they're over 3k in X rank very reliably. But we need to talk about Roomba as well, because to mirror Noctis's weapon and actually hold their own is not a trivial feat at all. So major respect to Roomba, because they got a couple of great opening picks that game that allowed Pride Month to set up as they meant to go on. So we're still waiting to see what the final counter pick will be. There's probably a lot of discussion right now, probably a lot of people with a lot of adrenaline coursing through their bodies, trying to think about how they close this set out. And yeah, it's very exciting. No way, Delta!
Yep. And I bet that klar wanted to counterpick Brinewater, but they can't because it was counterpicked by Pride Month, and klar already won on it, and now they need another counterpick, a third one, pretty much, and they like what?
Maybe that's the counterpick meta. Pick what your opponents are strong at and beat them on it. If you had the confidence to do that, that would be a good play. I'm just shocked, Pat, because in the chat, Delta has just advised that Roomba picked up Blaster yesterday.
What? No.
In the scrim last night for the first time, and I'm trying to get my head around what we've seen from them.
That's what? No, I don't believe you. I don't know. I don't believe you. Okay.
It's the script. I told you, it's the script.
It's a script.
This is
Okay, chat. Roomba isn't a blaster player. Well, Roomba is a blaster player now, and they're cracked.
Can I just say the energy in chat is beautiful tonight? There's just everything is like capital letters. In every time there's like a hype moment, I feel people screaming at their screens, and I adore it. But Logan, starving for this game 5. We are starving too. But look, they've got to get the counter pick right. This is winner's life on the line for both these teams. The counter pick matters a lot here. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what's going on. Does feel like there's a lot of conversation happening. We're not any closer to knowing where we're going yet.
Oh, come on, get your counterpick. Chat is on fire and hungry. Come on, we want to see it. There is so much that can happen. But, I mean, we are in winners finals. We are in game 5. You want to take all your time to take that counterpick. You want to get it right. You want to find the perfect one to stop Pride Month.
This is actually the new meta. It is stall your counterpick choice for so long that people start getting rusty and but that will not happen with two teams of this caliber. You can bet on that. Really interested to see what they can. I'm trying to think of in terms of what map options are left at Pride Month, what gravitate towards. What have you seen Pride Month particularly excel on tonight, Pat? Would you say there's any maps that they play strongest on from the games that you've been casting?
They've done. I don't know, to be honest. They just Pride Month magic. That's what they run on. It's Pride Month magic. It's chat energy. It's clinging to everything they have and getting everything they can despite the situation being bad. They do everything in the nick of time and they get it. It's like it's not really about the maps, about the strategy. It's about the nerves. It's about the endurance. Really, Pride Month is going the distance, is beating the odds, and they're doing so beautifully. Not like from a map pick or a weapon. It's really just sheer will at that point.
Absolutely. It does seem to be almost like a flow state they access, and also there's a real psychology of playing at high level is so much, like you say, about the mental game as well. It's not getting tilted when you're on the back foot. It's not losing confidence in yourself if you choke an exchange that you're supposed to win. And, Pride Month seem to never get phased no matter how badly they're down. And that is actually a really crucial part of being a really resilient top tier player. You'll be relieved to know, Logan and friends and Weefu, getting really thirsty for Game 5. We have a Game 5. We're going to Undertow Spillway, which there might be, mixed sentiments on, but Undertow, I like it. It's another double zones map. We've just seen how intense that was on Umami, and this is where we're going to decide who is going to be in the winner's side of Grands, Pat.
Yeah, the klar, they counterpicked that against Please Forfeit, and it didn't go their way. Please Forfeit took it. So I understand why the klar hesitated to get this, because against a team like Pride Month, that can create so much surprise. Undertow is a map that can be so unforgiving.
It is incredibly unforgiving, and it has such suffocating choke points as well. It's quite a unique map layout. I do like it for that reason, but it doesn't always lend itself to to back and forth kind of gameplay. The fact the klar took so long to pick this as well does suggest they've been shaken a little bit by how Pride Month have played, and that is something that if I was Pride Month right now, I'd be sniffing out that fear and going all in. Composition wise, what we're going to see, the Triton Trusted. We've got a vanilla splatter shot. I don't know if that's been a constant on Pride Month's part, but it's not a choice you see too much.
Yeah, we've seen a bunch of vanilla splatter shot from Pride Month, and the light tetras are back. Love to see it, and that's a very good map for Zipcaster, so not very surprised to see that. Looks like the klar is going to get the first pick on the tetras, right?
I'm laughing at the mirror matches here. We saw two Splatlings going head to head on the window, and then we're seeing two blasters bobbing and weaving around each other. There's a real similar kind of energy from both these teams, and it's a privilege to watch. The klar are going to get first cap on zone, but it's not exactly a comfortable one. They now have a player down, and Pride Month, we've seen them. They do start quite slow. They take their time. They get a feel for how they want to play the map mode, but they adapt so well as the match goes on. It feels like they only get stronger the longer a game lasts. And with a beautiful Zuka and two down, Pride Month gaining a bit of momentum now.
Pride Month finally in control, getting the lead, and that's going to be a big Zuka by Inga, not finding the pick. Roomba just dodging in the nick of time, and getting the pick on Inga through the 10 shield, because why not? It's still Splatoon 3, guys.
It is indeed, and these big bubblers are so big. I know I keep saying it, but it keeps throwing me off because I've got the mental image of the old bubble in my head. What is quite crucial to note here is there was effectively a delayed wipe on Pride Month, so klar have been able to get quite a bit of momentum off this cap. They've had a numbers advantage in the most recent set of exchanges, and it feels like momentum is slightly shifting in their favour. The timer is still on their side despite even numbers. Shallow trying to get away from that jump in camped. I'm losing my words. But this is the chance.
This is the chance, and it looks like klar is just 20 points away from the KO. That's when Pride Month activates the script and start doing things. Gen with the Zipcaster creating havoc, getting the pick. Pride Month in control of the zone, and right now Roomba absolutely creating havoc. Right for the time.
Roomba, the person that hasn't played Blaster for 24 hours, that's in winners finals right now, showing everyone how to play Blaster. That's actually incredible. Pride Month still have the zone, but they are probably going to lose it based on the numbers advantages here. 2.5 minutes on the clock. Massive penalty for klar to work through to start with. So if Pride Month just keep their cool, regroup, coordinate their specials in the way they have been, this is still absolutely anyone's game. In klar's favour at the moment, but that hasn't really meant anything with Pride Month this tournament.
Yeah, Pride Month doesn't care that you have the lead, and 5th Gen attacking that crab tank and now creating more aggro, forcing people to look at them. That's not gonna work. klar still in control. That penalty is kicking, and it's just 2 players up for Pride Month. klar is going to maybe extend that lead.
And looking at this aerial view of the map right now, look how yellow this is. There's been a lot of space, but a beautiful shot there by Logan from the Zuka, managing to get 1 pick, not quite anymore, but 2 down now. This is again going to be Pride Month's chance, but they have been struggling to get good map control here, and they're really going to need that and going to start limit klar's movement options if they want to turn this around. Roomba managing to chase down the ball point beautifully there. Loitering, trying to put pressure on Noctis, but getting shut down by really good backup from the splash player, Barley there. So Pride Month with the zone, but in a position where they could lose it again.
Yeah, Pride Month pretty much has to move back. Oh! That very nice bomb on the crab, and he's going to get a trade after that. That's very good for Pride Month. Pride Month is going to at least, maybe neutralize their zone for a while, but they are not in control. klar still making points on that penalty. Pride Month back to the drawing board. He's going to need a big comeback. This is the last minute. This is when you do the thing that klar is not letting you right now.
No, not when Zay is going to do inkjet shots that beautiful. It felt like they really calculated where they were going to launch there. They had really good map awareness of where Pride Month's players were, and getting that double is going to just really extend the momentum that klar already have. So Pride Month majorly on the back foot. For any other team, I would say this would be over, but it's Pride Month. It's never over until it's the last tick. Roomba doing everything they can to apply some pressure on the zone. They've managed to stall the timer, but they need to get some picks now if they want to get the cap. They've got the the ballpoint down and the tent umbrella, so this is their chance, but they've got 8 seconds. They've got to do it now, and they are going to get the cap.
They get the cap and they get 3 down. It's just Barley with a splash, struggling to stay alive, and Barley is going to get away with it. But that means Pride Month needs another crazy comeback, and with 2 players down, that looks pretty tough for them. The crab tank is going to paint the zone with the tent. It's just the blaster, and klar is going to grand finals. Pride Month, we will see them again in losers finals.
The indestructible Pride Month finally being wounded by klar, but how hard did klar have to work for that? Such an incredible set. What an amazing thing to spectate, and the counter pick working out for klar, but not easy by any stretch of the imagination. So Pride Month are going to be knocked down to losers bracket. They're going to have a good run to make it back here to get the rematch against klar. klar making it through to winners side grand finals. Congratulations to them. Extremely well played and deserved, with a roster of just some of the most talented players out there, really.
Oh yeah, very good. I can't wait to watch them play again, but we are going to a small break, and then we will show you the losers bracket.
See you soon, folks.